Hello there, Ray here, and this is a must-have farm for any person playing survival. This is a easy food source using the hoglins. The farm itself is quite cheap to build up and it only takes about 10 minutes to build this entire thing. But it will produce you 800 items per hour, including cooked pork chop, which is the best food source in Minecraft that can automatically be farmed up, as well as leather. We can go ahead and check out the loots. You can see you get a lot of food from this just by AFKing it. We have designed quite a few hoglin farms over the past several months, including this one, which was designed to produce tons of hoglins, which would get you tons and tons of cooked food. And you guys asked if we could have a hoglin farm that is a smaller version of this one. So we went ahead and designed this one. This one is quite small, yet it is efficient, producing around 800 items per hour. You can see the hoglins will spawn directly onto this top surface here. They will try to pathfind away from these funguses over here. Then they will end up falling down this hole here, falling into this one lava source and being burnt by it. The items being collected and placed into this chest over here. Now all the farms you see on my channel are designed up live during my Twitch streams, and we actually open up the world to the viewers so you guys can participate in the build of these farms. So big thanks to everybody who joined our last stream where we designed this up. It was a lot of fun, and we do those streams every Wednesday so you guys can take part of them. So make sure you guys turn on the bell here on YouTube so you guys get that message. Maybe you'll be in my next video. If you guys would like to learn about more simple farms like this for your very own survival world, don't forget to check out the playlist that has over 100 different simple farms and machines. I guarantee you will learn something really cool along the way. The true advantage of having a farm like this is that you get easy cooked pork chops, which is the exact same high quality food as like steak, and is the best food source you can collect automatically. You also get leather, which has a wide variety of uses, most notably for making books as well as item frames. Now this mob farm will replace most likely other passive mob farms in the overworld, most notably the mushroom farm, which would produce you tons of steaks, but was based off of the passive mob spawning, which is quite slow compared to hostile mobs. Now this uses hoglins, which is a new 1.16 mob. These things are sort of like pigs, but they're actually a hostile mob, meaning they spawn at a much higher rate than your normal cows or pigs. Every adult hoglin has a chance of dropping about 3 pork chops, which makes them a great way to get lots of food. When they do die while being on fire, the pork chops are automatically cooked. You don't even have to start up your furnace. Now you still might enjoy your chicken farms, but once you're able to actually build this simple farm, you should probably go for it, because doing a little bit of AFKing, you'll get plenty of food to last you several days of Minecraft. Now this is built above the nether sling, which you can access in survival, but what you're looking for to build this farm up is in a location that is a crimson forest. That's what this new biome here is. And this is where the hoglins can spawn in naturally, as well as piglins and zombified piglins. What you want to do is go ahead and dig your way up until you get all the way to the bedrock layer. Then you want to dig around in the bedrock layer until you find an area that when you look at it, it says Y127. So that one's still too low. So right here we found an area. This is by looking straight up. You look on the right hand side. It says targeted block right here, and it says 127 Y level. This means the bedrock is only 1 thick there, which allows you to easily get through. All you need is a ladder and an ender pearl, and you need to be as close to the top as possible. Place in your ladder, then you want to jump while pressing forward while holding crouch, and then also having an ender pearl in your hand. Then you want to just kind of aim towards this corner here and throw the ender pearl 1 time and just keep holding those buttons at the same time, all 3 of them just like so, and you'll get right up here easily. I did show quite a few other ways you can get on top of the bedrock using survival methods. So if you want to know some other methods, I did a whole separate video which I'll link below. Also, once up here you can link up another portal that'll connect to overworld, and I also go into more detail how that's possible in this other video. Now once you go up here, you just want to build your farm in a place that is the crimson forest biome. You can check that by looking at your S3 coordinates. It also can produce these kind of red particles. It doesn't take up a lot of room, as you can see. The farm is quite small and you can expand it if you want to. The farm itself consists of a spawning platform. This is the area where the mobs will see as a valid place to spawn in. They'll spawn on top of this. And you can build this out of pretty much any material you have that mobs can spawn on top of. Hoglins as well as piglins will not spawn on top of warp blocks, either type. Make sure not to build it out of this. You can use slabs if you want to as well to save on materials. Once the platform is built up, we do need to put in some light sources to prevent other mobs from spawning. Mobs like zombified piglins as well as piglins are able to spawn in this biome if the light level is level 11 or lower. Because of this, we want to keep this platform pretty bright, as hoglins can spawn in these bright light levels. This way we can make sure that only hoglins are able to spawn on this platform, increasing the rates quite a bit. So with these torches in the center, even if I stand right here, if you look at the light level, which is illustrated right around here, you can see it says light level 12. And even over here in these edges are also light level 12. Now, hoglins are afraid of these fungus here. These are warped fungus. Only in this blue variation are they scared of it. So we space these out and they will run up to 8 blocks away from this fungus, trying to escape it. So by spacing these out every so often, we're able to get a uniform area where they'll try to escape the fungus. Now, these guys are able to be planted on a wide variety of soil-like blocks, including just like normal dirt. So if you want to, you can just use that to plant these guys on it. Now, one of the advantages you do have by using full soil is it's a block that can have the fungus be planted on it, but Endermen will not be able to remove it. Endermen are able to remove the warped fungus. Now, you really shouldn't have any Endermen around here, but if you ever have trouble with your blocks going missing, that's probably what happened. Now, the hoglins are quite large. If we do F3 plus B, we can see the actual size of how massive they are. This means we want to make sure there's a little bit extra room all the way around here for them to be able to spawn in. That's why we have some fence gates here. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to spawn here because they'd be clipping into whatever block was here. And we did put some fences over top of the fungus because if they do spawn directly onto it, they can get kind of confused and sit like here at the edge and are unable to really find a way away from this area. And the fences also allow them to spawn on either side without colliding with it. Now, the platform itself is built just 4 blocks off of the ground. With these 4 air gaps, the mobs on top will not try to jump off because they see this as taking damage, which they don't want to do. Because of this, we don't have to put any walls around it. And instead, the hogling will try to find a safe way to escape these fungus, which he does by going over here. So the way that the mobs see this, they see this as a nice little walkway where they can walk across this. They see that they can actually walk right through these trapdoors here and come over here and take this little teeny staircase down here to the ground and escape the fungus area. Now, even though they cannot actually make this path, they will attempt to do it, and this will allow them to fall into the lava. Because these little staircases here are smaller drops than the 4-meter ones over here, they'll see this as a safe way to get down without taking damage. So no matter where they spawn on this platform, they will eventually pathfind their way across here and over here into the lava. Now, the trapdoors on the backside prevent them from getting through the entire thing, but we also use this trapdoor down here to keep them from bobbing up in the lava. So if we watch this guy go into the lava itself is going to have a little bit of movement. It's going to push him over here to the corner. He's actually going to get stuck underneath this trapdoor here. He's not going to be able to jump too high. Because of this, his items will be low enough so that the hoppers can pick him up. The hoppers can pipe it over here into this chest. Now, some things to keep in mind is that we did put in some slabs here because we don't want to put solid blocks at the foot level of where the mobs are spawning in. Otherwise, it decreases the spawn rates. And slabs are actually just a little cheaper than using blocks. We also put slabs over here as well as here, and they are bottom slabs, so no other mobs can spawn on top of this. So they only can spawn inside of the farm. Now, if a hogling happens to be here in the corner, another one happens to be also in the corner, it kind of gets pushed off the edge. The way it works is that if any mob falls over here and lands right here, it's going to be so far away from where the player is AFKing, it will immediately despawn. So the player AFK is way above the farm. This way the mobs are forced to spawn close to the player. And because the player is so far away from anything else that mobs can spawn on, we're going to force them to only spawn in this small area over here. This means all the area that we've seen below the nether ceiling will not be able to spawn in mobs. The AFK spot is way up here at the top of the world. You can see my alt account is here. Do F3 plus G, we can see the borders of each chunk. And this blue line means anything above it is not part of the Minecraft world and you can't place any blocks there. The block that the player is AFKing on is right at the limit. The very highest point in the world, which is 255. Now the mobs will attempt to spawn around the player 128 blocks in a sphere, meaning that the very lowest point of the sphere is where this farm is located at. The mobs will spawn here and be able to fall into the lava, and they land on top of these blocks here, which keeps them off of the same level as the bedrock. But if I would drop a mob here and go into spectator, you can see that as soon as a mob touches the ground, it will immediately despawn. For mobs that end up inside the drop chute here, do not despawn because they are actually still within range of the player. This makes it easy to prevent any extra mobs from clogging up the mob cap. This farm is quite effective at getting tons of pork chops as well as leather. But the farm actually got a little bit of a nerf in past versions, as they made it so any baby pig no longer drops the same loot as adults. And when the game spawns in mobs here, there is a chance that it'll produce these babies. It's about a 5% chance, which used to also give you that extra loot. And because of this change, you're just going to get slightly less pork chops than some of the first farms that I showed. Overall, this just produces so much food that there's really no reason to notice any difference. Now, if you want to, you can make this farm bigger by expanding this kind of pattern where you put in some more blocks and then put it in another fungus over here. They will eventually pathfind their way over here. Try to make this kind of small so you guys could easily build this up, but if you want to get higher rates, you can always expand upon it. And as always, you can find the world download in the description. If Don't forget to share this farm video to your favorite Minecrafter so they can learn about this great farm they can put into their survival world for 1.16. And leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it. I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!